there, I'm Tasha Hammond. I am an ICME mentor here, assisting in the ICME empowerment movement. ICME stands for I Choose Me. It's a movement spearheaded and is a brainchild of Keta Davis-Jones, awesome woman. And her endeavor and our endeavor, which I'm joining in, is to let women know that they are not alone and that it is so important for you to choose yourself, not only often but daily. And so this empowerment movement is basically here to create a sisterhood amongst women. A lot of times, we think we have friends, we really don't have them to back us. Sometimes we think we have family, we really don't have family to back us. But at the same time, we want you to know that there are other women here who can relate, who can understand, and who are here for you. So make sure that you check us out on Facebook. Make sure you check us out on Instagram. I, the letter C, and ME stands for I Choose Me. Thank you so much.
ICME stands for I Choose Me. And as women, I understand that we go through so much. We have families, whether it be children, husbands, spouses, and or just people around us, families, cousins, whatever. We have friends, we have work, we have school. And then at some point, we forget about ourselves, right? We forget to keep ourselves healthy. We forget that we matter. We forget that we come first. And we keep just going and going and going. And at some point, and sometimes we get burnt out. So ICME was created for women who, struggle in silence. And if you don't know me, I like to dance. At any given place, at any given time, all the time, okay? So dancing does something to me. It helps me relieve stress. It helps me to stay happy. And everybody sitting here, y'all looking at me. Some of y'all smiling, some of y'all not, and I'm not going to get uncomfortable, so I'm going to ask y'all to stand up. Everybody stand up. Yeah, I'm going to make you do it. Come on. Stand up. Everybody looks at me like, why am I getting up? So what we're going to do is, we're going to do a small icebreaker, right? And during this icebreaker, what I want you ladies to do is love on yourselves and love on each other. So this is what it's about, okay? ICME is a sisterhood that we all share with each other. We get to know each other. We help each other through. We're going to go over our affirmation, and we have a sister pledge that we're going to do, okay? So it's a full-on movement, but we have to know each other, right? We have to be comfortable with each other, right, to be able to open up. So we're going to start with a little bit of dancing. I don't want nobody to be shy. Y'all ain't got to get down. But y'all got to do a little wiggle or twist or something. Okay? The little shimmy is good for me.
Tired of the bullshit. Gone, dust your shoulders off. Keep it moving. Yes, Lord. Trying to get some new shit. In there, swimwear, going to the pool shit. Come now, come dry your eyes. You know you a star. You been too guy. I know that you want, but you have to try. If you need advice, then let's go to the fire.
Alright, and y'all gotta say it loud. Y'all can't be timid on me. Okay? Alright. So we're gonna start with I am.
I am.
Ooh, I like it. Okay. I like it. Okay, let's try it again. I am.
I am.
Courageously manifesting.
Courageously manifesting.
Eternally in me.
Eternally in me.
I am more than enough.
I am more than enough.
I am heaven sent.
I am heaven sent.
I decided despite my situation.
I decided despite my situation.
Past trauma.
Past trauma.
Past trauma.
Past trauma.
And what others may feel.
And what others may feel.
I choose me.
I choose me.
Y'all believe that?
Yeah.
I like that. I got chills, y'all. Okay. I choose me.
I choose me.
Before my significant other.
Before my significant other.
My children.
My children.
Or the children in my life.
Or the children in my life.
My friends.
My friends.
My job.
My job.
Or any other distractions that may come.
Or any other distraction that may come.
I am worth it.
I am worth it.
All right. Yeah. There is power in saying no.
There is power in saying no.
Say it again. There is power in saying no.
There is power in saying no.
Because some of y'all don't be saying no. Okay? So there's power in saying no. I choose to truly be happy.
Be happy.
I will focus on my healing.
I will focus on my healing.
I will allow it to come naturally.
I will allow it to come naturally.
I will not force it.
I will not force it.
And I will take it day by day.
And I will take it day by day.
My journey begins now.
My journey begins now.
And I accept everything I am about to embark on. Now hug yourself. So ICME is definitely about loving yourself and not forgetting that you come first, okay? No matter what the situation looks like, no matter how hard it is, at the brunch next year, I will go in detail about my story, but I will share with you ladies why I started ICME today. But I need you to know that upon this journey that it will not be easy. We are going to face some challenges. One of the hardest things you can do is choose you. Why is it so hard? I have no clue. But because we are natural nurturers, it is so hard to kind of step outside that element and say, hey, I matter, because when some distractions come, you hold on like, wait a minute, let me help. But sometimes you can't help yourself. Okay? So we're going to leave that, wait a minute, I want help over there, and we're going to focus all up in here. Okay? So let's have a seat. Woo! Thank you. I hope you guys felt that. All right, so hold your sister hand for me. Okay, ready? So, I am my sister's keeper.
I am my sister's keeper.
I pledge to keep you on track.
I pledge to keep you on track.
I pledge to be honest with you.
I pledge to be honest with you.
I pledge to love you.
I pledge to love you.
I pledge to lend a listening ear.
I pledge to lend a listening ear.
And offer a shoulder when in need.
And offer a shoulder when in need.
I pledge to accept you as you are.
I pledge to accept you as you are.
And to accept when you're not available.
And to accept when you're not available.
I pledge to not be judgmental.
I pledge to not be judgmental.
I pledge to push you through.
I pledge to push you through
all obstacles. And to cheer you on.
And to cheer you on
every defeat.
Every defeat.
I pledge forever to be your sister.
To be your sister.
And to always have you with me.
And to always have you with me.
Now give him a hug. Okay, so let me give you guys a little background about me. If you don't know me, again, my name is Keta Davis-Jones. Keta is just fine. If you call me Keta, I will offend it. Okay? The reason, let me say this. Back in 2017, I came across a post this year, actually, where I have a business and it's called The Rain Room. I opened The Rain Room in June of 2015. It's for women to be able to come to a facility and express themselves through dance, okay? So we would do fitness, we would do twerk classes, chair classes, and we got a chair class coming up. And what I would do is I would encourage women to love themselves as they are on their journey, okay? But what I didn't know is what was going to come as of this year. Okay, so 2019 has been a year for me, and I'm sure it has been a year for most of you all, right? In May, my right-hand person, she is in here somewhere. I called her because in my mind, something just kept telling me as I was going through my storms this year, I choose me. I would walk in the room and look in my mirror and say, I choose you first. I choose you first. Because I was so hurt. And I'll share with you guys along the way what was going on, but not right now because today is not my day. But I was going through so much, and I would stick Post-it notes all over my house. You came to my house, you think I was crazy. I had Post-it notes in every room with different affirmations. And at the end of each Post-it note, it said, I choose you. I choose you. Because sometimes it's hard to live beyond a situation, and you can't see what's ahead of you. So you have that like super crazy faith, and like right now in my life, I have that super crazy faith that I don't know what's going to come, but I believe that what's going to come is greater than what I've been through. Okay? So that's how ICME was developed. In May, I called her and I said, hey, something is different. Though I love the Rain Room, I feel different. I feel like I want to help women because I struggled in silence. But I saw a therapist, I journal every night. I meditate, I read self-help books. It's probably nothing I don't do to pour into myself, right? But most of the time, you don't have an outlet. You don't have a person to turn to. And then sometimes, even though you have an outlet, that person takes on what you're going through and it changes into something totally different, right? And then eventually, sometimes when you're going through, it breaks up a friendship or it breaks up a relationship, right? So I wanted to create a community that we did not have to break each other up, but learn how to lean on each other and support each other through every circumstance and get the true healing outside of what therapy actually offers. I am pro-therapy. It's not taboo to me. If you need it, I feel like you should seek it. If you don't know how to seek it, I do have information on it. I am a big advocate of actually getting out whatever type of healing that you need. And healing yourself is not avoidance, right? So I wrote out some things that people would do to actually avoid healing as well. But in June, I was asked to speak on a panel. And as I was speaking on this panel, unbeknownst to me, somebody was going to speak to me. And when she spoke to me, I knew it was nothing but God confirming everything that I had put in a text message on May 17th. So I text my cousin, I said, hey, I want to start an I Choose Me movement because I know there's other women going through other things like I'm going through, and they don't have an outlet. I sat on this panel, you guys, and God is my witness. It was so funny. When she was talking at first, she was talking to people who she knew, right? And I said, she ain't going to say nothing to me because she don't know me. And all of a sudden, she turned to me. And when she turned to me, she said, and you, something greater is coming for you. Your dance studio was just your platform, but your purpose is something different. This was just the beginning. But what she did not know, that she was manifesting to someone who, in the beginning of the year, didn't have a place to live. By the middle of the year, my grandmother had stage 4 cancer. By the middle of the year, my father had the late stage 4 prostate cancer. She didn't know that she was ministering to someone who had started on a journey of choosing beyond my situation. And I had developed something in May, but I didn't know how to go forth. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And I just started crying. I cried so hard as she was talking to me. Because have you ever had that epiphany where it was a revelation coming to you and you're like, oh my goodness, this is real? So I said, okay. I had the name. I said, I Choose Me. My cousin said, ICME. I said, I love that. So we went ICME, which stands for I Choose Me. Then I had to pick out words that will correspond with I Choose Me, right? So in order to begin to choose yourself, you have to have courage. And if you don't have courage, you don't have anything. Because when you start to choose yourself, that's when everybody come at you. And if you know what I mean, as you begin to choose yourself, it's like everybody get mad at you. Everybody want to tell you no, they fight against you. And the only thing you're thinking is, oh my God, I didn't do nothing but say no. Or I'm not available. I'm not doing anything to hurt anyone's feelings, so why do I feel so attacked? Why do I feel like I'm losing everything that I know to be true to myself only because I decided to put me first? And in that journey, in August, I had such a headache because it just kept coming to me like, when you gonna do it? When you gonna do it? When you gonna? I'm like, oh my God. Like, wait, give me a second. And I wasn't ready, right? So I called a different speaker. She'll be a speaker down the line. And she does this all the time. And I was like, I'm not a public speaker. And she was like, but you're unorthodox. And she was like, well, let me tell you something. She said, your purpose has not changed, but your platform has changed. And I was like, okay, my platform has changed, and that was something different for me. Because at first I didn't understand why my platform was changing. And it didn't mean that I would no longer dance, right? I was already ministering to women through dance, but now it was going to take me away from the dance to minister on a different level. So once I accepted that, that's ICME. And I released it so unorthodox. You guys, I didn't even have a logo. I got a website now and a logo. But when I first released it, I told my cousin, and before I had a logo, God placed 3 women in my heart to call. And I was just like, I don't know these women. I'm like, you want me to call these people? And I felt crazy, and it's just me. Because I'm thinking, like, I don't know this person from the next. Like, I've never spoken to this person outside of saying hello or anything. So the first person he had me call was Tasha. Oh my goodness. I met Tasha one time. One time we sat on a panel together. We had like a slight conversation, nothing much. Just hi and goodbye. That was it. And I sent her an inbox and I said, hey, I have something I would like to run past you. I didn't know if she would receive me or not. I didn't know how that was going to work. So I just told her. She's like, yeah, call me. So I called her. We sat on the phone for hours. And isn't it amazing how you can have a vision and someone else has the same vision, and then all of a sudden it begins to manifest and it begins to come true? Well, then Tasha, we were talking every day, y'all. We friends for real now. We talk every day since like August 12th. We talk like I think it's like August 12th. We talk every day. And Layla speaks to me now, and I feel special. I was like, she get in the car like, hey Layla. She be like, hi Auntie Keta. So it's amazing how people will be planted in your life. And when you're open to receiving different seeds, you have to be open to going through different seasons in your transition. Okay? So what was so funny, me and Tasha was talking yesterday, and I told her I would share this. And I had a crying moment. She got me crying in Michael's, y'all. So I was in Michael's and I was shopping. And we always call, we pray together, and it's amazing to have somebody who will pray with you. If you do not pray, you can't say you don't know how, we can pray together. It's amazing when you pray, the things that begin to happen as you begin to speak, right? So Tasha sent me this, and it says, a year ago I embarked on an I Choose Me journey. I Choose Me was exactly how I wrote it, in between quotations, all capitalized, and I just started crying because it registered that, oh my goodness, this is not in vain. And it was a particular reason why I reached out directly to her. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is wonderful. And I'm in Michael's for about 20 minutes, in the aisle, boo-hooing, and people walk past, and I just keep crying. And I'm just like, it's amazing when you have a revelation like that, when you know that you're actually walking in your purpose. And I know that sometimes most of the times when I went through things, not only am I healing myself, but it's for someone else. It's not for me. And if I have to bear this cross to go through things to show you that you can get through things, I'm here. So this is all what ICME is. So with that being said, what I am going to do is bring up our wonderful, wonderful speaker. And most of you guys know her. I knew y'all knew her when I didn't know your name. I said that to her. I was like, when she was talking to me, I said, hey, listen, so I don't know some of these people. And I'm sure they know you. But, so the past 2 years have been life-challenging for Tasha Hammond, as she has found herself on her journey of self-love, fueled by heartbreak. She has discovered a passion for life, self-discovery, self-evolution, and helping women to know that they are not alone. I love that, right? Tasha Hammond is 39. She's a 39-year-old speech therapist, assistant, a self-care advocate, and a proud mother of a 5-year-old daughter. If anybody knows, everybody knows Layla, right? Layla is a joy. She had the pleasure of speaking to over 300 people in 2019 alone, and we know there's more to come, right? Telling her story and spreading the message of liberation and the power of self-love. Okay, so I need y'all to stand up. Y'all know I believe in standing up. Now I'm going to get Tasha some good music. So she better shimmy on down here. And don't come down yet because I'm not ready. And she better shimmy on down here like she know what she working with, because we're going to bring this grown woman on. This powerful woman. Go stay right there real quick. All right. Ready? Let's go, girl.
Hey,
so much. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Okay? Sunday can stand for whatever you want. Soulful Sunday, sit still Sunday, shut it down Sunday, however you want. And so this is what I want you to do. A lot of times, we just always have so much going on. Sometimes it's the kids, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just us. The things that go through our minds on a daily basis, if you really pay attention, you'll shock your own self. You sit your own self down. But that's the thing about self-care. Some of us have not acknowledged it enough to understand its power. To understand the power in sitting and shutting down and tuning in. So, I just want you to put your papers down. We're going to sit for a half a second and just to gather our thoughts. Or not, clear our minds. We're just going to give ourselves a second. We're going to breathe. Okay? So I'm going to sit with you and do the same. Because that little shimmy got me breathing. Ooh, so I just want you just to relax and just close your eyes, and we're just going to sit and have a moment of silence. Not for anybody else, but for ourselves. Okay? We're going to have a moment of silence, and we're just going to sit still. Okay? On the count of 3, I just want you all to inhale and exhale. Okay? Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Make it a good one. Inhale. And exhale. When was the last time you took a minute for yourself? Just to remind yourself that it's okay just to take a load off. It's okay to not think. It's okay to not worry. It's okay to not do anything. Now is the time for this. Now is the time for you. The time is now. What are you waiting for? You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. Everything that you are praying for, you're worthy enough to live to see the manifestation of it. Whatever it is that you are worried about, you alone can handle it. So this is the time for you just to take a load off. And just to understand that sitting still is where your peace is where you can find peace, is where you can find clarity, is where you can find confidence. I want you all to open your eyes. I'm going to tell you all a quick story. So as I said, as Keta said, the past 2 years have been an amazing journey for me. A lot of times people feel as if it can't happen in an instant. And the reality is that it can. Okay? I'm what you call an empath, and I'm sure some of you all can relate to that. Because as an empath, you just take on everybody else's stuff. You know, girl, I told her, well, did you go to the doctor, girl? Well, if you need a ride, I'll take you. Girl, my cousin died. Oh, Lord, a cousin died. What are we going to do? Just taking on other people's problems. And a lot of times, I had to realize that by the time I got done taking care of everybody else's stuff, I was exhausted when it came to myself. And I got tired of it. So one could say, I was in a marriage for 10 years. One could say, oh, you divorced, I'm so sorry. Don't be. Don't be. Because he hadn't heard it yet, and I'm going to tell him, my ex-husband saved my life. And I'm grateful to him for that. So in this 10-year marriage, just a lot of stuff went on. Just a lot of stuff happened. And I didn't realize that being an empath, just doing a lot of things, all the wife stuff, that you would do as a wife, I was doing it in what I consider to be love, okay? And I had no clue that while I am doing all this in the name of love, and the person that I wasn't loving enough was myself. I'm not saying that I didn't love myself, because I did, but not enough to know that I deserved better. Not enough to know that I deserved more. Now, I received love from friends or from family, but that had nothing to do with the love that I had to actually discover for myself. And so it wasn't until I got tired. Okay, I was just like, it's literally, you go through so much stuff, there's a point where you are tired, and it's really at that tired point that's really where your breaking point is, honestly. Because this one particular day, I woke up, I said, this some bullshit. This is not what I asked God for, at least not what I thought. This ain't what marriage look like. This is not what love look like. Now, the outside in, social media, people that didn't know, what was going on inside of our marriage, like, oh, that's our favorite couple. I was like, woo, they didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. Tasha, she always smiling, she always happy. Yeah, I was, but behind the scenes, I was a mess. I was a mess. And what was funny is that as I was being this empath, being, the girl that's always popping, what a party at Tasha, what you doing on Tuesday night? I could tell you. At the drop of a hat, I still can. But that was my way of escape. Not only from what was going on in my life, but from myself. And all what I thought, all the things that I thought that I was doing in the name of love were actually in the name of fear. I had no clue that in the name of fear, I was holding myself back from the woman that I saw in the far distance. She was so far in the distance. I was like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get to her. And sometimes I would just leave her in that distance and then go and tend to the husband, tend to the kids, tend to the friends, tend to the family, tend to the clients. And there was nobody to care for me. Nobody. Yes, I had the friends. They sitting right here. But at the end of the day, they can't save me. The only person that could save me was me. And so I got this cape on, y'all, because this is who I am, Super Tasha. Super T. Okay. Girl, what you doing? Girl, let's go. Girl, I need you. Okay. Girl, do you have? I sure do. But at the end of the day, I got a little rip in there. That's the rip. I don't know if you can tell. But that rip there was just the human part of me. I was also one of the people that wear my heart on my sleeve. But moreover, the part where you don't see the rip was the face. Hey girl, how you doing, girl? All is well. I'm good. And one of the things about me saying all is well is that even though it wasn't, I believed it to be. Right? So, one of the things that I remember when I knew that I needed to start the journey of healing, because self-care was pivotal in my healing journey. I could not have healed the way that I have, number one, without going to my first love. I don't know who all the believers are here, but my first love was G-O-D, and I love him so much. And what was amazing in that, even with going back to my first love, which is him, he just brought me right back to myself. Because we are a reflection of him, right? So the self-care journey, the healing journey started, and I never forget, I was sitting at a coffee shop, my husband and I were just at odds. And just imagine being at odds with someone, and you have to meet outside you all's home just to make amends, right? I never forget, I was sitting at the table, and I said, you know what? I have to go on a journey. I don't know where this journey is going to lead me, and I don't know where it's going to leave you. But I have to go. And that journey started, and I made the decision in 2017, and what was so amazing about 2017 is God had put it in my spirit, the first of the year, everyone has their own, sayings. 2017, it's going to be serene. 2018, I don't know, I'm going to get it in. 2019, I'm going to meet the, everybody has their own thing, right? But in 2017, God had put it in my spirit, back to basics. I'm like, back to basics. And what that meant to me is, a lot of times we hear things in the church, we see things on Facebook, we see the memes, we hear the sayings, taking one day at a time. I had to get back to that, and that's what saved my life. Trusting God, not worrying about tomorrow, believing that I'm enough, all that stuff, I literally acknowledged it, because once I acknowledged it, I acknowledged His power, and I began to see it all around me, right? So that decreased my anxiety because I didn't have to always look for other people for the things that God had given me that I can see for myself, that I stood on every day. God, thank you just for the day. There were times in my healing process, I was like, you know what? Today, I'm not going to do nothing else. I'm just going to breathe. And when things came up, I just took a breath. That's why I wanted you all to take a breath today, because a lot of times we don't. We do not take a breath. That one breath can be the difference between you snapping off and you having peace. I'm serious. It could be the breath that you take could be between you binge eating and going to the gym. It could be the breath between you having a moment where you feel like you're going to kill yourself to wanting to live. So those types of things, breathing and just understanding that I'm a being. Okay? Understanding that I am love. Because I'm like, we see it, we read it. But how many of us actually believed it? Right? So I had to get to the point where I was like, you know what? I need to believe this thing. Because I got tired. And once I got tired, I said, you know what? God, whatever it is that you want from me, guess what? I want what you want. So if there's anything when I'm on this journey that I need to see, I need you to make sure I get it. And it was that intention that changed my life. It was that decision to get back to me that changed my life. And I thought, I'm like, okay, I'm a mother of a toddler. Lord, is this going to affect her? No. Yes, but the decision, I had to make the decision. I couldn't even think about her initially because the person that I need to save was myself. So with making the decision to choose me, then I can give it to her. Then I can get to my clients. Then I can be a listening ear. Then I can go and do whatever it is that I need to do because I chose me first. Yes, I'm a mother, so, but I'm Tasha first. Yes, I was a wife, so, but I'm Tasha first. And those were the things that I forgot about. And so now, with me being in a place where I'm getting up every morning just standing on straight basics, love, air, water, a breath, my job, my clothes. Just standing, you know what, Lord, this is me. What you got for me today? How we going to do this? And what I love most about it is that as I began on this journey, my relationship with God, me and him, God is bad. All day. When I tell you, I talk to God all day. And the thing is, what I notice more than anything is that the more I talk to him, the more I hear myself. A lot of times people say, well, I don't hear God. If you listen closely, you surely will. That voice right there, that's him. And this is the voice, and this is the thing that we have to listen to, that we have to tune into each and every day. Okay? So I have a few points here. So, simply put, self-care is the practice of taking action to preserve and improve your health. When you are not practicing self-care, guess what? You are slowly dying to the things that you are allowing that you allow yourself to carry, dying to those things that we consider burdens. And the more you self-care, the more you understand, like, you know what? I can't do this today. It's okay to say I can't do this today. Like Keta said, it's okay to say no. But self-care is tuning in just to understand I need a break. I'm hurting. I'm happy. I'm not the best today. Self-care is all of those things, okay? And so even with the improving of health, we're not just talking about, just with stress and anxiety, but even with your body. When I released my marriage and, and let go of this, excuse my French, let go of this damn cape. I am no longer bound to the things that I once was. And it was even a bit scary. When you get to a place of peace, you are reminded of the things that you used to worry about. And now when I look at it, I'm like, I'm not worried about that no more. No. Oh, okay. It's just that simple. And I know that it sounds just that simple, but when I tell you, it really is, because it starts with a decision. And the thing is, the decision doesn't happen just on a Tuesday or a Thursday. It needs to happen every day, every minute, every hour. We have to begin to get to the point where we are comfortable with choosing ourselves. Now, the only way we can get comfortable with choosing ourselves is being accepting of the things that we are uncomfortable about with ourselves. When you choose yourself every day, you begin to see yourself every day, and you also begin to see yourself in other people. Okay? So, the other thing about self-care is that it does not always cost money. Now, if your self-care costs money, by all means, okay? But self-care does not always cost money. Yes, self-care is your mani-pedi. Absolutely. Self-care is your massage. But self-care is also said, no, I'm not going to do that today. Self-care is putting on that new lip gloss that you ain't had, but you need to feel good on a Monday. So you can go ahead and put that lipstick on so you can feel cute for the day. That's self-care. Self-care is calling a girlfriend like, girl, let's go for a cocktail. Oh, girl, let's just have a session. You know, self-care is whatever makes you feel good. Self-care is what helps you to release the burden that we carry each and every day that come along with the various hats that we wear. Okay? So, a few of the benefits that come along with self-care that I've definitely experienced, which I actually appreciate, is that one of the things that improves your mood and reduces anxiety. I just got to the point recently where I was comfortable with saying, ooh, I got anxiety. And it could just be about a situation. But it wasn't until I said, you know what, it's okay for me to recognize that I have this anxiety, because that same part of me that was able to recognize it also has enough self-care practice in order to dispel it, in order to reverse it. Okay? Another thing about self-care is that it increases your peace. Jesus, we pray for peace, but peace is right here. Peace is right here. Peace is right here. And it's not until we acknowledge the fact that that's our birthright that we actually can tap into it. But self-care practice, consistent self-care practice, choosing yourself every day is what's going to help to increase that. Okay? Because we want to have we want to have better days, right? Everybody wants to have better days, right? Choosing yourself daily will ensure that. Okay? Confidence. Some of you all just don't have enough confidence. Some of us, we just don't. Self-care helps to improve that. I'm talking about the consistent practice of it. And self-care can be however you want it to be, okay? Weight loss. I lost 62 pounds. Self-care. Healing. I had to do it. And also with self-care, you know, I got some more pounds to lose, but I'm not worried about it, because I understand that with self-care and on this healing journey that it all takes time. Okay? Another thing is that it clears your mind and your spirit. And, you know, we talk about how we got a lot on our mind and how we have a lot going on. And Keisha got this going on and my mama got this going on. That's them. What about you? You have to be able to stand firm within yourself for you to understand that despite what everybody else got going on, I can still stand firm so that I can at least help them. So that their issues won't become mine. That was the impact part of me that I had to learn how to balance, okay? So, I'm going to break down self-care, and I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, okay? The S in self-care. Now, some of these I have two meanings to them. You can take them and dissect them however you want, but these are just the things that I learned on the self-care journey. The first thing in self-care, that big old S, is surrender. In order for me to fight for my life, I had to surrender to the process. I had to surrender to the thing that we all want to control the most, and that's time. If we really pay attention, we're so impatient. We want so much stuff so fast. And we don't realize that the only way to conquer this life is to flow with time. Okay? So the fight for my life started with surrendering. Started with getting on my knees. And I didn't physically do it initially. I did it spiritually, because we're a spiritual being, right? So another one of the things that was surrender is this cape here. I was super tired, so I can handle it. I'm the girlfriend, I'm the wife, I'm the mother, I'm the sister, I'm the cousin, I'm the friend, I'm the confidant. I'm all of that, right? It looked good, but on the inside of this cape, I had so many wounds. So much pain. And it wasn't until I surrendered that I was like, you know what, God, I don't have to no longer try to be you, because you already are. So this cape right here gots to go. I didn't toss it. You know what I mean? Because you know, you get stuff, when you get mad, you just toss stuff. I don't want to know. It was the peace that came over me to help me understand that God is within me, and that's all I need. I will no longer carry the weight of the world on my shoulders because it ain't mine to carry. Every day you have to remind yourself the weight of the world is not on your shoulders. Because at the end of the day, when you need the world, are they going to be there for you? You are responsible for saving your life. We all got our capes. We all got our hats. But this was mine. Got my T on it. This was mine. But on the inside of this cape, there was pain that people never knew about. This life, I would never return to again. This cape, I would never, ever, ever wear again. Because I had confidence in the freedom that I had in choosing myself. Confidence in the freedom that I had in just letting God know, you know what, Lord, I now understand. When you tell me to lay aside every weight, this is what it looked like for me. So a lot of times you were like, Tasha, can you? No, girl, I'm straight. And I have no problem. Tasha, you know about? No, I don't know nothing about that. Tasha, have you heard? No, I ain't heard. The girl, their mama died, the cousin died, and the brother was in the fire. Oh my God. There's that empath. But now I know how to be empathetic and give it to God and keep it moving. Okay? So the fight for your life is in the surrender to understand that you are not God. The job is already taken. Remember that. Okay? So that came, I was able to remove it in peace. Because I know that I went through all of the emotions that even got to the point where I said I had to take it off, so I have no reason to pick it up again. And when you practice self-care daily, every day, every hour, you increase your faith, you increase your peace. You constantly are reminding the world around you that I can leave that cake right there because I'm Apollonia, I'm Donna, I'm Tasha, just like everybody else. Okay? All right? E in self-care is to edify. Edify yourself, uplift yourself, and also educate yourself about yourself. What do you like about yourself? What don't you like about yourself? What would you like to change about yourself? What have you accepted about yourself? Okay? All of these things are super important. Do some research. We researching everybody else, but we have not taken an inventory of ourselves. Okay? We learn how to treat people better when we learn how to treat ourselves better. Okay? All right. I put down here, I said edify. Sounds like church because it is church. Right? We are the church. L, this is my favorite letter in self-care. It's love. Love, 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 love. You standing on love. The biggest lesson that I learned about love is that love didn't hurt me, only the people that I loved did. Love has sustained me. Love uplifts me. Love covers me. Love carries me. Love, 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 love. 2017, he said, get back to basics. I went back to my first love. And that's him. And the more that you understand that you can't do nothing without love, the more you learn to appreciate it. And you begin to see love in everything. Look at that little girl. She looks so cute. Got her cute little sparkling shoes on. And it'll turn your whole day around. I'm serious. We take the small things for granted. And it was the small things that I took for granted once I acknowledged them. My days are so much better now. Now, I'm not saying I don't have my moments. Okay? But my moments are only moments. They're not days. That's the difference. I endeavor to make my sad moments, my complicated moments, I allowed them to be. So that they can just be moments and not days. Okay? So, the next one. Oh, another L. Another meaning for the L in self-care is leave. Sometimes in self-care, you're going to have to leave some people and you're going to have to leave some things alone. Period. Take your hands off. Take your mind off. I'm serious. Because remember, you ain't God. The job is already taken. And in learning self-love, that was the most exciting thing, and also removing my cape. I'm like, oh, I can be human. Woo! I can be human. I can make a mistake and be okay, because knowing it's all working for my good. I can apologize to myself. I can apologize to the other person. I can go ahead and I can keep it moving. But that was the biggest thing as it relates to getting back to my first love and practicing self-care, is that I realized that it was perfectly okay just to be human. And sometimes we forget that. Okay? Also, another thing for self-care with the letter L, is you're going to have to listen, honey. We have to listen. We don't listen enough. I'm guilty of that too. But I can confidently say that I listen more. This is a journey. Okay, this is not a destination. If you say, oh girl, I'm good, I'm complete, you are so far from it, and you lying to yourself. That's another L, okay? All right. So, understand that. F, forgive. The person that we need to forgive is ourselves. A lot of times, I know when I think about forgiving, I'm like, okay, I don't feel like forgiving him. Oh, I really got to forgive her? No. It's for you. I have to forgive myself and be okay with the decisions that I made that put me in, that allowed me to say yes to a marriage that really was no good for me. That allowed me to say yes to some things that I just shouldn't have said yes to. But I had to forgive myself. Like, I literally went back to where I was in those moments and forgave myself for where I was during that time, because I had to understand the decision that I made was because of where I was and who I was at that time. You can't have efficient self-care without forgiveness. And forgiveness of yourself is essential. And forgiving yourself daily is a must. When you are winding down from your day, you can talk about all the stuff that you didn't get done. Why go to bed with the weight? Forgive yourself. Let it go. Okay? As much as we beat ourselves up, we need to love on ourselves doubly. Okay? C, create. Okay? A lot of times in self-care, it helps you to create. Okay? Because you have to get to a point where you're just relaxing your mind, you're taking your weight off, of other people's issues. And not even just other people's issues, but taking the weight off yourself. Right? So allow your time to create. It helps in creating the life that you want. You can affirm yourself. You can speak over your life. You can do things that also will birth things. Self-care will allow you to create and birth things. Okay? It also enhances creativity for thoughts and ideas to flow. It also helps for you to create a safe and sacred space and environment for you to be comfortable in dwelling in. Okay? A, we're almost done here. Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is what allows the things that we're praying for, we can actually see them, because we are visual people, right? And when you acknowledge something, that's when you are able to give it its power. Right? How you acknowledge when you say, you know what, God is good, and you really feel it, and you really believe it, and you can look around and actually see it? Acknowledgement does that every day. Just imagine you looking at yourself in the mirror and you acknowledging how beautiful you are. Not just externally, but internally. Do you know how much better you will feel every day? That's why I'm not going to lie, I'm blessed. I can hug somebody and say, oh girl, I feel good. I'm like, good, I feel good too. Because I acknowledge who I am every day by tapping into my first love. Okay? All right. Also, allow. You must allow yourself, allow time. Allow yourself time. Because remember, that's the one thing you can't change, but we constantly trying to change it. God, I won't. But he said, okay, but maybe. Be like, I want it right now. He's like, hold on a minute. Give me time. That's the one thing we cannot change. Please remember that. And I'm going to say it again. This is one of the things, one of the phrases that saved my life. The only way to conquer this life is to flow with time. You have to allow things to be. If you ever thought about all the things that you have held on to, all the things you have picked up, once you put it down, that's when you got the result that you wanted. Self-care will help you to practice that daily. Okay? It also, again, assists in the practice of letting things be. Another thing, another A in self-care stands for is alone. That was a hard thing for me. Because if it wasn't a girlfriend or a man, I'm like, alone. I got to be by myself? Yup. That's how I learned the most about ahead and tell people how to get to themselves. I had to have that alone time. That alone time and self-care is essential. You can't have self-care if you got 50 people going on. 50 people in your midst. Okay? You have to be okay with being alone. There is a bliss in being alone, whether you believe it or not. Wrapping up, repeat. The R in self-care is for repeat daily. Practice makes perfect, right? You need to repeat it. Okay? Every day. Choose yourself every day. Every day. Every day. I would choose myself every day. Please say it with me. I would choose myself every day.
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 Starting now.
Starting now.
This is your reminder. I'm here just to remind you. There's power in the reminder. Okay, and I know that for sure. Last thing. E is easier. When I started the journey, I was like, I see now why people don't want to do the work. Because it was something else. And so the more that I acknowledged my first love and how I am deserving and how I am awesome and how I'm creative, all of those things, it became easier. So now somebody said, well, Tasha, can you do? I can't do that today, but let's try another day. When Tasha come pray, I pray and I keep it moving. Okay? Because one of the things that I learned about that, being there and just constantly laying down my body, the things that I was carrying, I used to allow people to walk over me. And one of the things I learned about surrendering, when I did surrender to my first love, when I did surrender to the process, when I did surrender to that woman that I saw from the far distance that I never thought that I'd ever get a chance to feel, touch, and see, I had to get up. So when you are dealing with things, you go ahead and you put them down. You can say your prayer, but you got to get up. A lot of times we just stay right there. Ain't no power there. The power is in the action. Okay? So it gets easier. One of the last things I want to say is that self-care needs to be non-negotiable. If you're thinking twice about self-care, you're thinking about it twice too much. It needs to be non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. I don't care who got to wait. Put the kids to bed early. Tell the husband, hold on, I'll be right back. Tell the girlfriend, girl, let me get back to you later. Self-care is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. So, I just want to let you know that, I'm just here to remind you of you. Just how important it is just to get back to you. And not only get back to you, but to stick with you. Because you all you got. You are all you have. And your desires and the prayers and the promise is all in here. But the more that we practice our self-care, the more that we can get to the things and touch the things and see the manifestation of things that we've been waiting on. And we realize that it's there all along. Okay? So, let me see. If not now, when? If not now, when? I said the answer is now. It's time. Just make the decision. Okay? Can't nobody else save you but you. Any questions about anything? Any questions? But I'm also a friend and a confidant, and I'm just here. I thank you all for listening and allowing me to share you all a piece of my journey. Thank you to Keta just for listening to the Holy Spirit and bringing me here. People don't understand this is actually one of the prayers that I had. I just told God, I'm leaving after this. I just said, Lord, can't you hook it up? That's like, your God is back. Okay, that's how I talk to him. I'm like, Lord, could you hook it up? Give me some more opportunities where I can let women know that they're not alone. Where I can be myself and just do this thing. And I'm here, and I'm blessed, and I'm grateful. So just choose yourself. If not now, when? and do it often. All right? Thanks, y'all.
I decided to choose me. Before the event, I did actually have some struggles with personal issues from relationships and family problems. My dear friend Keta encouraged me with her new business venture, the ICME movement. I think the event went very awesome. It's very encouraging. A lot of times you don't see women get together and encourage one another, but I think it's really cool to support the sisterhood of ICME. I definitely am going to encourage more of my friends to come and join the movement. Moving forward, I look forward to going into the sisterhood and gaining more sisters at this point. So if you haven't, come aboard and come visit us at ICME.
Hi, my name is Keta. I am here at the ICME retreat, conference, and I'm good friends with Keta, so I had a bit of an insider of what was the event was going to already happen prior to, so I really have, I guess, a little bit more information than most. However, while I was here, the young lady that was speaking, she had like an acronym for self-care, and the 2 points that stood out most for me was surrender and edify. As a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, and so on and so forth, women in general are so eager to surrender themselves to others and surrender themselves to their families, to their husbands, but the one we forget about is ourselves. So that like stuck out most for me because I'm guilty of that too. And to edify, again, right with the surrender, we edify our children, we're cooking, we're cleaning, our husbands, we're, submitting or whatever the case is, our spouse or significant other, but we don't do the work to edify ourselves, to replenish, to put back in us, to fulfill our vessel so we have something to pour out on. A lot of times we're pouring from, an empty vessel, an empty cup, so we're burning the candles on both ends, and that's not good because that's going to lead to health problems, it's going to lead to increased stress, everything else that goes on with that. So I'm very thankful for this event. I really didn't have anything outside of just coming to support my friend, but I came out with some knowledge and some new sisters that I can bond with in the future, and I'm very thankful for this event. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Karen John, and I am proud mother of Keta Davis, which you all know as Keta Davis, of the I Choose Me movement. She launched the business because I educate, encourage, and empower self-love within my daughters. And having self-love, she took that and built on it because every day you lose so much of yourself. Every day someone goes from a child to an adult, from being single to being married, from being married to being divorced, from other things. People pulling you in so many different directions, you lose you. Self-love is important. This is why my daughter chooses to teach, encourage, empower other ladies who's going through the things that she went through. If you choose yourself, you'll be able to help somebody else. Because without self-love and putting you first, you can do nothing else.
Hi, I am Taraza Williams. I actually initially came to this event to support my friend. Didn't know what I was coming to. My friend said she was speaking and I was just coming to support her. What I did know is it was something that I needed, something that I felt like I was desiring, and it's kind of just hit it on the head. I Choose Me was just a great push for me in balancing my new life. I am a newlywed and just balancing all my new obstacles, and I am so glad to be here. I would admonish any woman to just take time to choose you. Thank you.
My name is Apollonia Barksdale. I learned of the event on Facebook through my girlfriend Tasha, who was also the keynote speaker for this afternoon's event. Before I came to the event, I didn't even know what to expect. I thought we were just getting together as girlfriends and just having a big girl party. But little did I know, there was an important message delivered today, and something that was so significant for me, especially right now in this journey, on my journey, and because it's not a destination, and just that choosing me and putting me first and doing self-care. That's one of the things that we were encouraged to work on, and that was one of the things that was like the big piece today, was just talking about self-care. And so beginning today, I'm a mom, I'm a full-time mom. I have a life partner that I live with, and I work full-time, and I have amazing girlfriends, and I've always given of myself, but today I'm making the choice to choose me. And so I encourage you to join me on this journey, because I'm excited. I am new to this journey, but I'm choosing to take this journey, to take this walk, and come take this walk with me.
Hi everybody, I am Latoya Trotter, and I am at my first ICME event. I'll be honest, when I got here, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I am here to support my friend, and honestly, I came here for play, but this event was for real. I had no idea that I would gain so much value from this event. So when I got here, I was surrounded in a room full of women that looked like me, women who were open to share, women who share some vulnerabilities, and women who too are taking the steps to choose themselves. Myself, I am right on the cusp of being where I need to be in order to take the steps to officially choose myself, but this event helped to kick off exactly where I needed to be. I was really intrigued by the speaker, who again is my friend. I didn't know she had that in her. No, I'm just kidding. I knew all along she had that in her. I'm just glad that God chose her to be able to help other women. So, in essence, what I think the event did for me is give me the tools and a starting point to start the process of making sure that in every day, every moment, and every situation, I choose me. So in my opinion, this event was a success. I'm looking forward to joining the movement, and if you are looking for a sisterhood of sisters that are about the business of putting yourself first, this is the organization, this is the movement that you want to be a part of. I am deciding to choose me, and so should you. I choose me, and you should too. Bye.
Hi, my name is Desiree Young, and I came to I Choose Me because I'm a friend of Tasha, and I came to support, and I saw she advertised it on Facebook. So I said, I'll go. I really didn't know much about it. I knew that she was a guest speaker, and I've heard her speak before, and of course, because she's a personal friend, I know that she gives good vibes and always, when it comes to self-help and self-care. So I came just in support, but what I'm leaving with is so much more. I did not expect to hear some of the things that I needed to hear, some of the things that I've been frustrated with myself, some of the things that I've been analyzing about my life, my career, and the fact that some of the missing pieces in my life is self-care. I take care of everybody else, I take care of my parents, I take care of my son, I take care of some of my family members, and I am not taking care of myself. So this came home in the right moment, the right time, and I think this is divine intervention, because I've been frustrated for months, and specifically the last 2 weeks. So this was a great meeting of the minds. This was great meeting some of these beautiful women here, and I gained some more sisters, even though I have 4 biological sisters of my own, and I look forward to coming to more events. I encourage you women to come and join us and see what we can do together as women, as Black women, and helping ourselves to be a better ourselves.
Just wrapping up, finishing today's event, the ICME movement.
I came initially to support a friend who's a speaker at this event, but what I got out of this event, which was centered around the idea of self-care, is what I want a lot of women or people to understand is that self-care doesn't look the same for everybody. Don't let anybody tell you what self-care is for you. Decide what makes you happy, how you feel. I'm a single mom, rarely get a break from my kids, but I got a break this weekend. And a lot of people think that I should have been somewhere turning up. Nope, it's at home in the tub till the water got cold. That was my self-care. That made me feel good. So what I got, the biggest thing from today is, in choosing you, decide what works for you. Not what works for Tasha, not what works for Keta or anybody else. Decide what works for you and do that for you.
Hey, good evening. Hello, everybody. I am Tasha Hammond. I was the guest speaker for today's ICME Empowerment Luncheon, and it was amazing. This is the phenomenon, the creator, the visionary,
Keta Davis Jones. I am the founder of ICME, the I Choose Me movement, and today was absolutely amazing. I thank Tasha for coming and being my guest speaker. If you had a chance to hear her speak, for me personally, I understand that I cannot negotiate my self-empowerment, my self-journey, my self-care. And it's so funny that though I founded ICME, I'm still learning daily how to be disciplined in my own journey of choosing myself. And I encourage every woman who was here or was not here to look up ICME either on Instagram at ICME Now or Facebook ICME Now and follow us. Join our movement. It's completely free of charge. All you have to do is come and join, have a good time, and fellowship and sisterhood.
I want to personally thank you, Keta, for allowing me to be a part of your vision. A lot of affirmations went before today. I got a lot of confirmation from Keta and from the women and the things that you said and everything that took place today. It was absolutely amazing. It just encourages me just to continue to move forward, to continue to choose myself. And what I liked mostly about what you did, Keta, was the Sister Pledge and the ICME affirmations that went forth, because it also helped me to realize and to see just how much I am in my sister, how much I see myself in my sister, and how I am her keeper. But not only am I her keeper, I'm a keeper of myself. So I want to say thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of this, and I encourage you all to come and be a part of this movement. The letter C in me, I see me, I choose me. And I thank you for choosing me too. Thank you. So cute.